welcome to Tanya's Unplugged Life. Welcome back to Tanya's Unplugged Life. Thank you for joining me today. If you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and hit the notifications button so that you get notified anytime I upload a new video. If you're already a member of my community, thank you for joining me again this week. This week is going to be a joyous week, and I'll give you a little hint in a couple minutes. A while back, I asked my viewers if they had any questions they would like me to answer, due to the fact that I had a YouTube channel prior and I have this one. I'm no longer with the other YouTube channel, but I am doing my own. And so I just kind of reached out to everybody and from my platforms and Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and asked any questions you would like to answer, ask me, and depending on how personal they are, I would answer them. And also this week, I am going to be putting up my Christmas tree. Now, a lot of people don't like people to put them up before Remembrance Day, and I understand that 100%. But before you go to my comments and say that I shouldn't be putting up my tree, I just want you to know a little thing that is personal. I returned back from Ecuador due to a family member being ill. And we have been here almost a year with this family member that has been sick. And I believe that sometimes we need a little joy, a little happiness in our life. And what brings me complete and utter joy is putting up the Christmas tree. And we are close enough to Christmas that I believe that I need to do this for my own mental health and to make me feel happy. So I'm going to answer your questions that you submitted as well as put up my tree. I'm excited. I enjoy doing it. Usually I do it with my nieces. Before I went to Ecuador every year, my nieces would come over and we would put the tree up. My one niece is in Newfoundland. The other niece is working hard at her job as a vet tech. And we are going to, as a family, put up a tree at my brother's and sister-in-law's when my one niece comes back home. So I thought I would be able to get away with documenting putting mine up. And as much as I'm going to miss my nieces, we'll get a chance to do that later on in about a week or so. So let's get to it. The number one question I get, and that I got, was, I have my cheat sheet here. I wrote out the questions. The number one question was, the main one was, if you loved Ecuador, why did you return back to Canada? Well, I have addressed this in an earlier video, and I will put it up on the screen if you're interested in hearing more in depth about it. I will give you a brief overview for those that do not know. I returned back in March 17th of 2023. I came back, and I came back due to a family member being ill. And I knew that I needed to be here for not just my family member, but all my family members. And I believe it was the best decision that I chose to do. Was it hard to leave Ecuador? Absolutely. But I knew where I needed to be, and that was with family. So if you go back and watch the other video, you'll be able to get a little more detail. And the number two question I got, and I'm going to answer it now because that way I can then, Ava, no, she's being a little, let's say a little demanding right now. Of course, when I'm filming. So the number two question I got was, will I return back to Ecuador, specifically Olan? Will I return back to Ecuador? That is an absolute given. I absolutely loved Ecuador. It was amazing. I met a lot of great people. The people were amazing. So yes, I will be returning back to Ecuador. To the timeline of when I'm going back to Ecuador, I do not know. It will not be in the near future. It will be in the distant in the distance, but I will be happy to let everyone know, and I will bring you along, obviously, to go back. And I just want to address that one for sure. I will be back for those that are asking. I just do not know when at this time. So prior to leaving Ecuador, I had a couple of Christmas trees. Like I had said before, Christmas is my favorite time of the year. So I had all my decorations. I had decorations from when I was a child. I had all my nieces' decorations that I had given them throughout the year, every year. And that was all given away or donated. So I have had to replenish my Christmas tree and my decorations. Anyone that knows me, I never pay full price. I do a lot of secondhand shopping. I was able to get this tree. It's only a 4 foot because my apartment is not very big, and I'm happy with the 4 foot tree. And the decorations I got were secondhand as well. I had to do a little modification to them, which is fine because I'm crafty as well. So being able to be crafty and being able to make the decorations look better than they were when I got them, I'm ecstatic with the way they turn out. I'm putting the tree up today due to the lighting, and then later tonight, once they're all lit, I will then end the video with my Christmas tree all lit up at night. So I'm going to open up my Christmas tree and start the process. So come along with me. It's a pre-lit tree. 95% of my trees have always been not pre-lit, and wrapping those sucker lights around, I did not want to do that anymore. Who's got time for that at all? So it is only a 4 foot tree, and I'm happy with that 4 foot tree. I don't mind a 4 foot tree. Like I say, I absolutely did not want a 6 foot or a 5 foot or a 7 foot because my place just is not big enough for that. And who needs one that big? It's all about the feeling of Christmas. So let's start off with putting it together. Very simple. Apparently you just snap it in place. Put the legs on it. And there we go. Before you would have to put it up, you have to fluff it. I still have to fluff it, but took forever to wrap those suckers around the lights, and I always liked a lot of lighting. So now I'm going to fluff the tree. I'm hoping there's enough lights on here for me. I like a lot of lighting. But we'll see. I may have to add a couple little more strands of lights depending on how bright it is. Like I say, I like a lot of lights. On a 6 foot tree, I usually had 200 to 300 lights. So we'll see how this is. The worst part is fluffing your tree and getting it nice and full. And like I say, the worst part is fluffing the tree. The best part's decorating it, obviously, and lighting it, in my opinion. This part, I find, seems to be a little boring. Thing is there's no rhyme or reason for fluffing a tree, so that can be a problem and takes the time. And the third question I'm going to answer for you today while I'm working on fluffing the tree is, do I still do book reviews? Absolutely, I do them. I haven't been reading as much as I was prior when I got back here, but I've been a little bit busy, and I do book reviews, and in the description below, I'm also going to put you in touch with a link to my Goodreads link, and this will tell you what books I have read and my reviews on them. So if you're interested in maybe what I'm reading and I haven't gotten a chance to actually do a book review for YouTube, you can check there what I've been reading and the review that I gave that. And as well, it'll give you a link to where you can purchase that as well, if you want to buy one of the books that I have been currently reading and reviewed. So that is question number 3. Let's get to decorating this and finishing up the fluffing. I lit the tree because I thought it would be easier to kind of see where the lights are and if the lights were working before I decorated it, and found out when I turned it on tonight that the lights didn't work for whatever reason, and have to undecorate it and take it back. So this is the tree. It is a little squiggly on the bottom. I may have to get more greenery, but with all the decorations I have, I'm sure I'll be able to fill it in. I worked on those decorations last night while watching television, so this would be ready for today. Okay, I'm just going to take another look around and see how fluffy it is and get started on decorating the tree. The 4th question I'm going to answer for you is, do I plan on traveling anytime soon and vlogging it along the way? Absolutely. I do not have any plans just yet to travel anywhere, but I will definitely be traveling in the future and taking you along like I always do on an adventure. So that is question number 4. I got a lot of good questions and I had to really pick through them. I only wanted to be able to answer 10 as I didn't want the video to go too long. So now I am going to start with my first decoration on my tree. Here are some of my decorations. It just looks like a pile right now, but it will be something. Okay, now to put the first decoration on the tree. Number 5 question is, do I plan on continuing yoga and Reiki as I'm back here in Canada? I do plan on continuing doing yoga. I do get inquiries about it. I do get inquiries about Reiki. The issue I'm having right now is, when I came back to Canada, obviously I had to fend for myself, and I was able to find a job. I'm working a lot, and obviously paying the bills, covering the rent, as we all need to do. And I wanted to get that going and get a steady income coming in before I started on the yoga and Reiki journey. I will be doing that, absolutely. So look forward to that in the next little while. You will start to see more advertising of my yoga and Reiki and wellness. So I hope that answers your questions for those that have been wondering, because I was doing a lot of Reiki in Olan and yoga as well on the beach. So I will be getting back to that. I'm also reaching out to other yoga teachers, and we will be deciding on a placement for me, which is going to benefit me and be able to still be in the community I love to be in, which is yoga and Reiki. So I hope that answers you on that question. The other question I get asked is, how does Ava like being in Canada and not being able to walk along the beach? Well, she's not too happy with me. She hadn't seen snow or cold in 2.5 years, but she's adjusting. We have coats for her. She is adjusting. And she really doesn't care where she is as long as she's with mommy. And that I'm grateful for, that I was able to get her out of Ecuador and come back to Canada with me. So I hope that answers your question. She's not happy with mommy right now, but she'll get over it. The next question I got was, what do I miss about Ecuador after living there for 2 years? There's a lot I miss about Ecuador. I miss the friends I made, the community, the beautiful Ecuadorian friends that I made, and just the community on its own. And I really miss the prices. It was a lot cheaper to live there, obviously, buying groceries, produce, anything that you can imagine. Eating out was a lot cheaper. But I think it's the community, the beach, the people, the friends I made. And Ecuador will always hold a very special place in my heart. I met a lot of great seniors and volunteered at the senior luncheon every Thursday, and raised money through YouTube, which I'm going to also be adding to my channel. There will be a Buy Me a Coffee link in the description below very soon, coming to you soon, where I will be donating money back to the senior luncheon as they are needing money. And it was a great program to be involved in, a great program to look around and just see how others are living in another country. And so I was very excited to be a part of that, and I would still like to be a part of that. Even though I'm not there, I can still be a part of that by donating back. So I hope you look forward to that. We used to get quite a few donations prior to with my other channel, and I'm really hoping that I can help along the way again with this channel. And it will take a little bit to get it going, but I'm sure once I do a few little short advertisements on what they are doing for the community, I'm sure you will jump on board. Every dollar counts. It can be $1, it can be $2, it can be set up for a $5 a month, $10 a month donation, which will automatically come out of your Visa or MasterCard, whichever way you choose to set that up. So look forward to that. And I like I say, I think it is the people the most I miss, whether they are the Ecuadorian friends I made or the community and the friends or the expats I met. I miss you all very terribly if you're watching this. And I hope to get back to Ecuador real soon so that we can have a little party and hang out together again. And the next question was, the next question kind of goes hand in hand. What is it that I am, the number one thing I'm so glad that I missed living in Ecuador, but now I'm back in Canada? What do I miss the most? And I'm so glad I had back in my life. I would have to say, obviously, number one, family and friends. That's number one. Aside from that, I'm just glad that I have easy access to things that I need that I didn't have easy access to before. Anything you really needed in the little town in Olan, you could pretty well get. But if you wanted anything else, you had to go an hour and a half away into Salinas or Manta, which is about the same distance. And Guayaquil was 3 hours. So if you wanted a big shopping mall, that's where you would have to go. And Salinas had a mall, and so does Manta, but not as big as the one in Guayaquil. So I think it's the ease of being able to pick things up on a regular basis at any given time. If I feel like something at 9 o'clock at night, I can run to Walmart. And that has happened many a time. You run out of stuff, you forget things, and oh, geez, I better go to Walmart. Or in fact, a grocery store literally is walking distance from where I am. So either way, I think it's the ease of picking up things on a regular basis. And number 9 is now that the weather is getting colder, how do you like being back in Canada? Since you're from Canada, do you like the snow? Well, snow's pretty. The cold is cold. You gotta bundle up. But do I like winter? I never did like winter. That's why we snowboarded 2 years in Florida and then moved to Ecuador. That was our goal plan, was to be in some beachside community where it was warm year round. Um, so no, I do not like the winter. I hate the winter. I hate having to scrape cars and that. But you do what you have to do. And being from Canada, I should like it. I liked it better when I was a kid, when I could snowmobile, ski, and do all of that fun stuff and skating. But now, no. Now that I'm older, 51 years old, I'm definitely glad that I could do without the snow. And number 10, before I finish up my tree, is, have you ever been able to get settled in my new place? Yes, I'm finally settled in my new place. I'm very excited. I do live in Oshawa. I'm not going to tell you where, but I do live in Oshawa, and I'm excited to be back in Oshawa. This is Peterborough's my home country, home town. Oshawa, I was pretty much here from the time I was very, maybe 20 years old. I think I came to Oshawa, and I've always been here. And yeah, I am settled. I'm going to do a apartment tour once I get things organized. I think I'm probably going to do the apartment tour very soon. Maybe I will film that on the weekend and just kind of give you guys a show of where I'm living and how I live tiny. Um, I've always liked tiny living, which I'm never in one for big homes and such. So I'm going to show you my tiny home in an upcoming video. So you will definitely want to hit that subscribe button and the notification button. And I'll show you my little tiny apartment. And this is hence why I have a 4-foot tree. But being able to put it on like a box or a tote bin, I have been able to make it a little bit higher. So those just little tricks of the trade that you need to do in order to enjoy uh, tiny living. So I will hope you look forward to that. And I'm going to finish doing my tree. And at the end, I will show it to you. And I will also show you my house lit up at night at Christmas time. So I will turn it back on at in the evening once it gets dark, and I will show you that. So I'm gonna finish decorating my tree. I actually don't have a fireplace, but YouTube will have to do. Now I'm going to hang mine and Ava's stocking. Here's Ava's stocking. And here is my stocking. And Ava loves the stocking, so I don't know how long they're going to be able to stay up, or she'll be getting into it. And here is my Santa Claus all lit up. It just brings me so much joy. You can't tell it's not real. And Ava checking out her stockings. Ava, there she is. Here is the final to my Christmas tree. I thought I would include a little throwback Christmas. I hope you enjoy these pictures going forward. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button down below and hit the notifications if you enjoyed this video and you would like to see more of that. And if you are already a member of my community, thank you so much for joining me again this week. I hope you all have a joyous holiday season coming forward in the next month or so. Merry Christmas and thanks for watching.